your soft attention where I met you. The fields were freshly plowed. Where I met you, the fields were freshly plowed. So I will say that your flesh has this quality of a freshly prepared ground, prepared for seeding. Your kind nature is thus. I can simply discern when I am on the ground of the gift or not, when I am truly with you or not. I can clearly discern when I can withstand the power of your presence. Or not. We have found one another here. You are the right vessel. The fucking logic here is clear. The logic here is clear. I stand in front of my child with I stand in front of you. I stand in front of you, showing my real body. Am I able to show you, to decide what I am, who I am, my ground, my nature? Am I standing in a truly attained form of presence? I wanted to make sure that I returned to the empty ground of the sentence, the promise, the breath of scope of today. I wanted to make sure that I returned there where all the spaces are still, carefully caressed. The painful, remember this. The temple you have not built, like bread, like this bread you long for. The temple you have not built, there is a dialogue tell me. I could not build a home for you. 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 I am building a new world. I am building a new world. I am building a new world. I am building the blood. I am building the bones. I am building the will. I am forging the will. I am forging the steel of this will. I am forging the alloys of the possible infrastructure of mind. Thus remember, all that is pure love shall remain. All that is pure love shall remain. All of these dreams, in all of these dreams, what is pure love shall remain. What is purified love shall remain. What is acted in pure love shall remain. Nothing that is truly, utterly pure shall be lost. I could not make friends with them. I just could not play their game. I could not stand in that game. I could not play with them. I could not play with them. I was not able to play with them. This, remember, this line that makes sure you stand in joy, this concentric dances of the children that will continuously awaken you into joy, are the very thread to knit bodies, the very thread that can knit these new bodies. I could not play the games they played with every inadequate response, every absence, With every absence, I spoke to them about the possibility of a new playground. That is, the truly vast terrains of a new birth. The truly vast terrains of a new birth. The truly vast terrains of truth. I stand in front of you. I use all the wrong metaphor. I use all the wrong methods, all the distorted forms of discipline, all the misguided forms of language, just to reach some kind of generous exhaustion. Some kind of mimic of despair, some kind of desperate mimicking of true despair. Wasn't this kind of absurd game? Absurd game. Wasn't this the voice that woke me up in the possibility of today? Wasn't this the voice that woke me up in the possibility of today? Such an outrageous possibility, such an outrageous reason to stand up. Such an outrageous possibility to really stick your hand through the skull of distance, to really stretch your hand through the skull of distance, to really stretch your hand through this distorted definition. What was it? I remember saying to myself, I do not want to open one room and just be in one room. I want to have all the rooms opened. I have to remember to return in the center and thus to visit all the rooms. I remember I said to myself, my friends awakened in their fierce creation. I remember I said to myself, these friends I am surrounded by are all in their fully mature function, activated mission. When my child asked me about the angels, there were two wings for that sentence. One of it was the celestial, the future, the advanced, the desired. And the other was the painful, the humble, the miserable, the inadequate. That is the very honesty of traveling through space. The way I can open the door and walk to the stables and Remember all that is to remember and touch all the substances never deciphered. I can touch all the substances never listened to. I can touch all the unachieved forms of matter that were not caressed to their erect desire, their erect sentence, their erect final seed. What do you mean? I remember this place. It is the body of an angel. It is the intimacy of night. The generous intimacy of a night shared by two lovers, where they can speak everything. They will speak everything to one another. The generosity of a night opened thus, where they will speak all to one another. They will remember all. They will have the patience to listen to it all. Because of the two wings of the angel, because of the two wings keeping them awake in the joy of the ink, because they have found the secret of dialogue, because they have found the thrill of revelation in the motions of the mind, because they have found the skill of opening worlds with every awakened mark of ink, because they longed for their friends, because they summoned their friends thus, because they wanted their friends with no compromise. So it is true. Because they desire it, it is true. Because they desire it, it is true. So, my dear child, this is a space of storytelling. The night is a place of dreams. You are always with your angels. You are always with your friends. You are always with your friends. And my child, in its fierce nature, will ask me in all forms of honesty, all echoes of honesty, all chambers of honesty of this cave. We will travel through all chambers of resonance and will be asked about each moment, each of the true friends. Seeds. Tell me about the seeds. There is a field, thus the seeds are here. Travel through the ground. Seeds of immaculately present species of matter honestly witnessed sentences, honestly witnessed sentences of memory that will speak their prayer, that will speak clearly their longing. Thus a forest shall be born, a forest of vision, a forest of desired life, a forest of erect spines, a forest of awakened desire shall be born thus. True celebration, true union, true advance, total clarity of just seeing all, just having the patience of love that can listen to it all, that can listen to all details. Everything clarified it's in its original desire. We are in this place. The voice that woke me up in the morning gave me the gift of the center. This voice that woke me up in the morning gave me the gift of the center, to keep the paths through the dark seen, the paths that lead to all homes in this wild, vast darkness, vast, generous night, the kingdom of this intimacy, the intimacy of two lovers that have all the time in the world to listen to one another. So as to awaken the possibility of such life. The wild whips of liberated intent that can just whip impossibility into existence, that can just aim at awakening the wild beasts of impossible life into fucking ferocious, obvious, ferocious, terrifying obviousness. It's like place them onto the table. It's like place them onto the table in clear sight, in clear visibility. So how do you train? Everything that is invisible, everything that is inaccessible, everything that is hidden because of its distortion. Everything that is hidden because of it is wrongly defined in the primitive language of imagination. Everything that is inaccessible, it is wrongly defined in objective images. Do you understand? Do you understand? If you stand in the clear spring of pure intelligence that is your marrow. Everything is fucking clear, everything is accessible, simultaneously present. Everything that is inaccessible, it is wrongly defined with primitive language, primitive language of imagination. It's fucking primitive perception. So come on. What scale of celebration can you stand in? What kind of, like, what structure, what architecture, what space can you define? What space can you define that can, like, host, that can host, that can host, that can host. That can host. What fierce beast of dialogue can you host? Can you just harness? What beasts of acid dialogue can you harness? What kind of fucking fierce beasts of acid encounter can you harness? What ferocious possibility can you harness into this, an alloy, an improbable alloy, this improbable alloy. All of them are spoken in complete honesty. The memories are clear, each memory is clear, and simply being able to withstand its cries, to withstand the suffering of it being lost, forsaken, ignored, not seen, not heard, not having a voice, not having the dignity of their voice. The wisdom, the scriptures, the libraries, the scriptures, the libraries, the wisdom, the scriptures, the libraries written in this ink here. The libraries. We have made the paths to unite them. We can now think with the flesh of existence. We can now think, mind, like this. This is the purified ground, the pure ground, the sacred ground This is the purified ground of the temple. All of them are invited first to speak their vow, to speak their prayer, to clarify their prayer onto this ground. All of them have been invited to cry their most, to cry their heaviest, to cry their warmest, to cry their first cry. All of them have been received here on this sacred, clear, purified ground to cry their first cry. They are loved thus. They are received here. The space of immaculate attention, this generous space of immaculate, pure attention is here for them to place the knees of their prayer, their true original prayer, the original vow, the original purpose, to find it here. To remember together. The beauty of it was thus. They were all able to feel it, the beauty. It was clear to them all, the beauty of the place. The beauty of the place was not negotiable. Beauty was not negotiable. No one was able to question the beauty of it. No one could have questioned the beauty of it. Thus, the weight of wisdom undoubtedly there. The weight of wisdom undoubtedly there. They have been called onto this ground. As if seated in this garden, as if seeded into this garden. The beauty of the place was unquestionable. And the whole purpose of it was producing this ink of a purified mind. A new territory, a new architecture, a new architecture, a new architecture, a new architecture, a new architecture of space. A new architecture of space, a new architecture of space, a new architecture of space. The two of us holding hands, through this marrow of a morning, before any sunrise, through the perfumed velvet ground, walking onto the velvet ground, this pure, fertile, this hide, this fur of the deer, this kind, soft attention of the deer, this still, this totally still night, where we awoke together, where we have awakened together, awakened by this voice of this morning that gave us the gift of this center, this exact center. The voice that called us this morning to show us the center with many hands, the center with many hands. The center. Hands of children, hands of joy, hands of joyful play. Finally showing us how to walk onto the ground. Finally showing us how to walk onto the ground. Walking through this forest together, we have found the spring, the tree, the fountain that had on each of its branches a home. On each of its branches, the voice of a home. On one of the branches was an entire mountain. I remember the perfumes coming out of its caves. I remember the various perfumes of purity coming out of its caves. These perfected wings that have clear eyes, that can dialogue into vast nights of precious intimacy where all the fucking distortions are listened to into clarity. Listened to into clarity, like, fuck. Come on, man. What the fuck? When can you step into this absurd discipline where you can decide that everything that is written in cheap ways, written in slapdash ways, written in small ways is not true. It's not necessary. It's not true. Peace down. Come on. In the middle of the forest there is a house made of pure, thick honesty. In the middle of the forest there is this house made of clear, heavy ore of thorough honesty. I remember on one of the branches there were vessels of still substance. I remember on one of the branches there were various vessels holding a mysterious still substance. It was as if you could trust a line to show you the will to show you its birthplace. It was as if you could trust a line, the possibility of such wings, to show you its birthplace. When I say wings, it is also like a spear that can align vertebrae. It's like a spear, like a magnetic fucking spear. Bones like a a sphere of clarity that can align vertebrae, like a spine made of ice, like a sphere of clarity that can align vertebrae. Do you understand what is the nature of this travel? The very absurd standing in such a direction. You need to understand its body. You need to understand all of its factors of possibility in this entire realm. All the forms of behavior that participate causally in all subtle ways into the nature of such a direction. Any fucking atom of courage that you can touch, see its body historically. Any species of behavior that you can claim. Any species of direction of will. Understand its historical body, understand its causal body, so that there is some fragrance of honesty possible, some kind of breeze of fucking honesty, some slight breeze of possible clarity. Any degree of freedom, any range of possible direction of will, the fact of mind, the very fact of the possibility of mind is actually this monstrous playground that is the world. Come on, you understand? The range of freedom that is the mind is actually the monstrous causal web, if you want to find its body. If you want to understand your body. So I take your hand and we step into the outrageous. The way we spoke to one another happened thus. The lines had two wings. The lines of will, the path in this forest was like this, had two wings, one on each side always. Remember what is difficult to remember. Remember what you forgot. Remember what was not yet clarified, what was not well defined, what was not purified in its wisdom. The ink of intimacy that we found together was thus. I will listen to you until we find the gem, the diamond, the clear water of the original mind. You only needed a line to remind you of how joy boils inside your spine. You only needed to find this kind space between symbol and body, this motion between symbol and body, a line that can move kindly, softly between symbol and contour, memory and the way each breath, each image can be translated into timeless, unforgettable, totally relevant wisdom. The way each place of experience will become universally relevant, completely seen, totally transparent, totally broadcast. The mind fully broadcast, seen in all of your moments, totally responsible, awakened into responsibility in each of the subtle motions of will, nowhere to hide, finally nowhere to hide. There is no noise here, only clear, there's nowhere to hide here. Where are you? Just where are you and where are you going? There's nowhere to hide here and there is no obscurity here. Just the fullness of presence here. I can remember the forests. I can remember the seeds, the fields, the seeds that grew into trees, like pillars of the temple we desire. remember your call.